welcome to a vintage video here on snapcaster.com or our YouTube page. Today I'm going to be playing some blue-red Pyromancer. This deck is very well positioned in the format because it has a good paradoxical outcome matchup. It has an even to good Mishra's Workshop matchup, and it tries to sideboard massively in order to beat Dredge. So it's very well positioned. It plays all the best cheap cards you can imagine, all the blue cards that kind of makes the deck go, and that's a very, very strong strategy in Vintage, obviously, because you have Force of Will, you have the broken card draw, cheap answers like Lightning Bolt, Mental Misstep, Flusterstorm, and then the beauty of the deck is definitely the Ancient Grudges, because against something like Mishra's Workshop-based strategies and Paradoxical Outcome, the card's insane. But against other decks where, you know, pseudo-mirror matches where all you can blow up is Moxen, you have the beauty here of Dack Fayden that lets you filter not needed cards into good cards. So you can feel good by discarding the Ancient Grudge and then later on maybe flashing it back and maybe just don't care because Dack Fayden is great. Dack Fayden is also very strong because not only can it take threats from the Mishra's Workshop deck and be in their face with it, it can also just grab Moxen from a Paradoxical Outcome deck to kind of make it lose its critical mass of artifacts. It can even take the hollow ones from Dredge's sideboard when they will try and beat my sideboard plan. So that card is just super flexible, even pitches to Force of Will. I love that card, Dack Fayden. That's basically why I think Blue-Red X is a Tier 1 strategy in Vintage at the moment. I'm not going to say too much else. Yeah, in the sideboard we have the Dredge Hate. Then we have a sideboard package here of 8 cards against shops. Lightning Bolt has some crossover against Leovold. Nullrod has some crossover against Paradoxical Outcome. The Mountain is good against Wasteland decks. So that's because you need to sideboard out 8 cards. That's in the Workshop matchup. That's 2 Flusters, 2 Pyroblasts, 4 Mental Missteps. So that's why I need 8 cards total out here. And I could have played the 4th Shattering Spree, the 4th Grudge, instead of the 2 Nullrods. But doing it this way, we also get some haymakers against the Paradoxical Outcome deck. That is, you know, it's a good matchup, but sometimes you just want to make sure that you win the matchup, or, you know, boost your odds that you win it. So that's why I have the Nullrods on the sideboard. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have, yeah, as I said, a lot of experience with the deck, so I hope I can kind of show you the ropes, what it's capable of doing, and hopefully we win some matches. So see you later. Okay, let's play some Vintage. We are on the play with a very mediocre hand. I'm gonna keep this. Hope that this Mental Misstep hits something and that I draw something relevant soon. This is definitely not the best hand, but I'm not very good at mulliganing, so that's what you get. Here I'm gonna go and fetch a Volcanic and counter the Probe. I mean, for one, I make sure that my Mental Misstep actually trades with one of his cards, and second of all, I keep information that my hand is very, very bad. So I think that's the right move. I would have loved to counter that Soul Ring instead, obviously. So my opponent has a pretty spicy draw there. That's a good draw. I think what I want to do here is... I should have waited on the land for sure. I kind of already made up my mind that I was going to pass the turn with the Brainstorm. Let's see how much mana he has if he just Paradoxical Outcomes on his turn. He has 1, 2, 3, he has 7. So if I Brainstorm and Fluster, yeah, that's not even enough to counter. Yeah, I'll pass here. I shouldn't have played out the Volcanic. I should have just Brainstormed right away. Now I'm kind of faking mana drain Goblin Charbelcher. Holy smokes. I'm pretty sure that Tolarian Academy is his only land, so can't really do anything else but brainstorm in response and hope for the best. So yeah, I think that's just game. It would make a lot of sense if the Belcher was his only land. Sorry, the Academy was his only land. So yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and activate it. And that's his whole deck. So we get to see his whole deck. Oh, he's a paradoxical outcome deck. This deck looks awesome. This deck sure looks awesome. It also looks like Nullrod beats it every time. Yeah, wow. I love it. So, a lot of cards don't matter against this deck. And I don't really know how much, yeah. Card like Lightning Bolt doesn't do anything. Card like Young Pyromancer is not what the game is about. I think I just want to close him down and beat him down with Snapcasters, yeah. Snapcaster Mages. I wonder if a card like Shattering Spree is good. I would think it is. I don't... Huh. Could bring out the Library of Alexandria, to be honest. But then again, if he doesn't have a fast start and I have the library, then I'll just draw away from him. Yeah, so I need to put in 2 cards. It's probably just 2 Shattering Sprees. I would assume that... Two spree, yeah, maybe I even want more, like these cards, to just kind of make sure that his paradoxical outcome plan is never going to happen. So maybe if I bring out, yeah, maybe those 4 is enough. I'll try it this way. Awesome deck. It's kind of annoying that you have to give up perfect information when you go off, but I guess that's what happens. Yeah, you can't really mulligan this hand. I wonder if I even should Ancestral right away, risking to discard a card. I suspect that discarding cards is not the worst in the world, but then again, the only upside is hitting something like Lotus plus Mox, so I'll just do it on his upkeep. Ancestral me. Hopefully I find a Force of Will. No Force of Will, so I'm totally naked now. Chrome Mox it is. So this could be over before it even began. Oh, okay, I guess not. Ponder is not usually your classic I have a turn 1 kill card. So I get to... Hopefully... I'm not out of the woods yet, but if I get to untap, I hopefully get to kill some stuff. Either 2 cards with the Spree, or I'll just tap out in Grudge. I guess since I just drew the Preordain, Spreeing plus Preordaining is just better. I need to be wary of Mindbreak Trap. Oh, this is dirty. So I can kill Chrome Mox plus Expedition Map here. I think I want to fetch up another Volcanic to do so. Kind of build my yard for Delve and do some marginal thinning. So let's kill that and the map. Opponent's got 4 cards. He could force a will to keep one of them around. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, obviously. That's also very good. Maybe forces this one? Oh yeah, he's forcing that one. Okay. That's fine. So he gets to keep his Mox. And then he kind of has to do something great right now. Mana Vault. And then he has to draw 3 from Paradoxical Outcome. So he's definitely in it. Oh, he resolved the Belcher. Wow. Last card is Lionside Diamond. This is insane. I love it. He's going to shoot the cannon. Yeah, he fails to kill me, so this is basically over. I get to kill the Belcher, and I get to kill the Mox. And I just drew the Force of Will, so yeah, I think it was a favorite to kill me there. I will kill the Belcher. I will kill the Chrome Mox, and then he's in a lot of trouble because I'm going to play Jace the Mind Sculptor and just start plussing next turn. Yep. Yeah, for sure. That's just game over because I play the Jace and then I just +2. I scroll for another Force of Will or whatever. Yeah. So that was a huge sweat. So I wonder on the draw if I think I want another Shattering Spree instead of a Grudge. But maybe I just have too much expensive card draw and it's all about blowing up artifacts. What if I cut a Jace the Mind, just both Jaces, 4 mana, Sorcerer Speed? That's a lot. So I think I'm going to run it like this. That deck is just super scary. It makes me... I don't even know if having Wasteland in my deck is better than Island. I mean, he can just slow roll the Academy until he has a huge play from it. Yeah, I don't know. So this hand is obviously a keep. We lose to Broken Stuff plus Force of Will. And we lose to not drawing mana sources for a couple of turns. That is a decent amount of fail rate. So he's going to do that again. I'm going to protect with Mental Misstep because I really want him to kind of go all in on something. I really wish I had a red land at least to keep up the Pyroblast. If he... Okay, so no play from my opponent. It makes sense. He doesn't want to expose his artifacts to Null Rod. Still no mana source, so yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. For sure. Chrome Mox is fine. I want him to burn resources, that's the whole point. Opal is fine. Not gonna do anything about that. Map. Alright.
Lionside Diamond also. Sure.
So land here is basically game. Mox is also insane. I get to play the Null Rod with backup. Can't really see what he can do about that, to be honest. He can get rid of his hand to crack the map in response to get the Academy. Then he at least has some mana. Yeah, my opponent just concedes, and yeah, there's just basically no way out of that one. He could have, as I was going to say, sacked the map, but he needed to crack his Lion's Eye and get rid of both lands in hand, then get the Academy, and then he would have 2 mana to work with. And he would need to draw something like Ancestral Recall into Gas for him to even be in the game. So it makes perfect sense that he is just conceding right there. Yeah, my draw wasn't insane, but having the turn 2 Null Rod is just so backbreaking against a deck like that. Alright, yeah, that was just a strange match. I just got blown out of the water, and then I just barely survived game 2, and then game 3 was just a slaughter. Yeah, I mean, welcome to Vintage. Awesome, a lot of awesome stuff happening in a short period of time. Let's continue down that road. See you guys for the next match. Next vintage round. We won the die roll. That's a good thing in vintage, you know. And we just have a, a solid hand here. The thing is, I don't know what I'm up against, so whether I should hold up Flusterstorm or I should just preordain away, it's kind of hard to tell. But I think I'm gonna preordain. I need to forward my own game plan. If I was assured I was against some kind of unfair deck, I think I would play it more conservatively. But there's a chance we're against something like Dredge or Workshops, and then we need to do our thing quickly. And I think leading on Island is the safest. I don't want to get cheesed by Wasteland. Not on turn 1 at least. My opponent's taking his time. I guess I was as well in the beginning. So yeah, preordaining and then casting a scry cantrip like Serum Visions, Preordain, stuff like that on turn 1 can be kind of tricky because if there's something like a Lightning Bolt, I have no idea if that card is any good in the matchup or not. So basically I would just be looking to smooth out my draws and find some good restricted cards or something like Force of Will. Whereas if I was on the draw, Preordain would be a lot more powerful in the sense that I would know if Pyroblast was good in the matchup, if Lightning Bolt was good in the matchup, and stuff like that. That's just some... Yeah, okay, so I basically got what I wanted. Do I want the dig through time? First card in the yard, then the misstep, then the preordain, then the... It's very, very close. If dig through time is a better card than a random card at this point in time. I'm gonna put it on the bottom. It was a very close decision, actually. I think if I just had a single fetch land, it would be almost impossible for me to make the right call. I don't know. It just felt very close. So let's see what we're up against. Blue deck or not? Mox Emerald doesn't really give anything away in Vintage. I guess it's not Dredge, but it could still be Survival, Shops, any blue deck basically. PO, Oath, Controlling Grixis. I guess it can't be land still. So we need him to make more plays to identify his deck. We're not against the fastest opponent. I hope you'll stick around regardless. I'll try and chime in with some relevant stuff from time to time. But I'm just really curious what I'm up against. Because my hand is, it's kind of solid. But if my opponent's deck doesn't care about Mental Misstep, then I could be in trouble. If his deck doesn't care about Flusterstorm, then I could be in trouble. But if all my cards do something against his deck, if he's playing something like Oath or Paradoxical Outcome, then I feel like I'm in good shape. Then again, it's Vintage. I might not even get another turn.
It's very possible that he's in the tank or that he's away from the computer. I don't know. Oh yeah, by the way, funny story about the foil Flusterstorms. I was having some issues playing Flusterstorm versus Flusterstorm on Magic Online because when the triggers go on the stack, you need to be super careful about pressing the right ones. So I saw a tip on Twitter, and right now I forgot who it was, which is kind of embarrassing. But anyway, shout out to you. He suggested that I went for foil Flusterstorms because my opponents would usually have non-foils, and it would be more easy to click the right copies. Huh. So I guess I want the dig through time now, huh? So the right play here is tough. It's tough, actually. I'm just gonna go for the preordain, even though if I keep both on top and I want to fetch, then I'm kind of in trouble. But since I have the volcanic, I'll just play out that one.
If I hit two great cards on the Scry 2. I also need to be kind of wary about what my Force of Will pitch is going to be. I'm going to bottom both of these. Wind conditions are overrated. Huh. So I still have the dig through time on bottom. I kind of don't want to fetch yet. So yeah, drawing a land there was definitely bad. I really wanted something else, like just any blue card, basically. Brainstorm. I think I stopped my opponent here. I don't want him to brainstorm. If he's on some kind of PO, being able to get rid of chaff in his hand and kind of exchange it for relevant cards is super powerful. The filtering effect. So let's see here. Walk. Yeah. Not going to counter that. He can still, yeah. I would think he's on paradoxical outcome. But let's see what he does here. I hope he doesn't force the will out of me. But I will gladly do it if he puts some kind of business spell on the stack. Repeal the mocks. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he's on S for a PO. What did you find, buddy? Yeah, nice Whisper. It's most likely my version of Esper paradoxical outcome. Night's Whisper is just so good in a matchup like this. Scroll, yeah. Ugh. You most likely go for a Ancestral Recall or Dig Through Time. Yeah, Dig Through Time. So, good news is that Snapcaster... Oh, that card is good, but I can't really afford him to resolve the Dig Through Time. My plan is here that when he digs through time, I will Snapcaster and Fluster. Huh. So now he sees what's up. And I really want to draw a blue card next turn. Should just make sure I have that safety net. He's just on the verge of going off here, even through the stuff I have. So these are the two decks I love the most in Vintage. I think this is the best fair deck, and I think the PO deck is the best unfair one. And I always play with blue cards, so that's basically what I choose from whenever I play the challenges on most Saturdays. I choose between this one and the Esper deck. So let's see here. Clash of the Titans. So he's just going to dig through time here. I'm not really sure if that's the right play. I guess if he has a Force of Will, then it is. Maybe he forgot about the probe. We'll go for a green one here. Maybe he forgot about the probe. Because dig, Snapcaster, Fluster, that's 3, but the probe makes it 4. And maybe it was bait. But I hardly doubt that. I guess he could have a Tinker here. That would make a lot of sense. No? Okay. So I guess he just didn't count his own detection probe. I really need a blue card. Oh, yeah. Night's Whisper is just so good at grinding against these fair decks. Ruby is not a blue card, but it lets me hardcast Force of Will. And that is definitely better than Ancient Grudging. Huh. Yeah, I'm not in a good shape this game. Maybe I made a mistake about the dig through time early on. And at that point, with the Flusterstorm, with the Mental Misstep, I should have just banked on being against a blue deck. because I would be very badly set up against workshops anyway. So let's see here. I think I grudge end of turn here. Worst thing that could happen is he POs for 2. I don't mind that. And I kind of need to spend my mana. Yeah, he's gonna... So I wonder what's going on here. He's gonna fetch. Okay. Yeah, I guess his brainstorm's already gone. So he's gonna bounce 2 Moxen. And I draw the dig through time. I don't deserve that for sure. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still have the grudge down there. Black Lotus. No. I think I go for Mental Misstep for Force Fodder, I guess. And then maybe Dack Fayden or Snapcaster Mage. I think Dack Fayden is what I want in this spot. Definitely not the best dig through time, but I can't complain. It was a great draw for sure. So now I have some interaction. I have the Grudge from the graveyard, I have a Misstep, and I have the Force. And if he doesn't force me to force, then I have the Dack Fayden to kind of try and take care of his stuff. Time Twister. I don't like that. Wonder what I pitch. I think I pitched the Misstep. Huh. I don't usually run Time Twister. My opponent could have another PO here. So I think the play is to untap, play the Dack Fayden, then I'll try and take the Emerald, and then I'll kill the Hercules Recall. Okay, that's not a problem. So yeah, I should be in a lot of trouble here. And playing that land was just such a bad move. Yeah, playing that land was so incredibly dumb. I assume my opponent has a Force of Will in hand. Yeah. See, I should have had an additional card in hand here for the Dack. That was very, very bad. Oh, okay, I don't get Force of Will at least. Land plus Dack, so I'm kind of naked here. Have the Bolt and Snapcaster Mage in hand, so my opponent will need to kill me now, but that's not impossible for him. He's gonna pass. So okay, so it looks like we got out of it in the end. I'm just gonna attack him down to 2 and then activate the Fayden. So yeah. If I just go for a Force of Will here to just make sure that he's dead on his upkeep, I go Bolt, Snapcaster, Bolt. Yeah, that game was kind of messy. I definitely feel like he should have won that game. And I didn't play very well. I was just super fortunate that he sort of bricked. So I have a good sideboard plan against that deck. I bring in, I
think these cards... Let's see. Get rid of the island. So my artifact destruction package... I guess I don't need the spree action. It is kind of good. Just 2 mana, destroy 2 artifacts. Maybe I want 2 of each. Just get rid of a Pyromancer. I don't think that card is vital. Yeah, let's do it like this. Nullrod is just super powerful against PO. I was kind of sad to see that he was running Nice Whisper version. That version is what can grind the best against a fair deck like this one. Yeah. I feel like this matchup is very, very good, no matter how you slice it, but sometimes playing with broken cards will just win you the game. I mean, you saw in the Charbelcher matchup, I was on the edge of my seat, sweating, not really sure whether I was going to make it through the next turn or not. So basically what he usually is going to do is add Karn, Sign of Ursa, and some Flusterstorms to just kind of fight back on the counter magic axis. And that's what I expect him to do here for this game. He will most likely have 1 or 2 repeals as outs to Nullrod, so that card is obviously very high priority. So let's see if we can find, resolve, and protect it. That would be awesome. So this time my opponent's on the draw. And I've had my fair share of turn 1 kills with the Paradoxical Outcome deck. It's definitely not something that happens every match. Not even every tournament. But every other tournament you'll get a turn 1 kill and your opponent just didn't get to do anything. That's just a great weapon to have in your arsenal. Opponent sure is taking his time. Again, I hope you will live with it and stick with me for some, I think, well, up until now at least, awesome vintage action. I want to have a look at my opening 7. Come on, man. Yeah, so this is another, you know, legacy hand, I usually call it, when you have no broken stuff. I can't really mulligan this one. I really want to draw something like a Force of Will, or... I don't even know. I can't ask for more. This hand just needs a Force of Will to be actually good. I'm gonna let the Preordain resolve. This hand could be kind of soft to Sensei's Divining Top or some of the fast artifact mana. So Preordain is fine. As long as Mental Misstep is my only interaction, I like doing that. I'll just go for land go, represent Pyroblast plus Fluster. And hope that he doesn't, you know, crypt, sure. And here comes the Sensei's Divining Top that I was talking about. I'm gonna counter it for life, still representing Flusterstorm and Pyroblast. That's very valuable in the matchup. Place down another land. Let's see if he has a power play out of that. So no play. Okay. So the question is here if I... Pre-Arena was a good draw. I feel like I should just Time Walk to get some more mana onto the battlefield. Maybe try and take control of the Mana Crypt. That should be great. So I will go for... I think my artifact removal split was 2-2. So it's not clear to me whether green mana or extra red mana is the right call at this point. So I think I'll do it like this and make the decision about the Scalding Tarn next turn. But then again, if he has a Fluster Storm, he would be more inclined to counter the Time Walk, because if I get to untap, he wouldn't have his Underground Sea. That's what he thinks. I think it's right to go for the Dack Fayden and take his Mana Crypt. That should be a good play. I'll go for a Tropical Island, red, blue, colorless. So he kind of needs to have a Force of Will at this. Well, I guess Repeal is also good against Dack Fayden. I didn't think about that. Okay, he's going to counter. Sure. But that's okay. Baiting out his Force of Wills is also super powerful. Here comes the Night's Whisper. Huh. Wonder what my play is next turn. If I draw a land, I'll go Snapcaster Time Walk. Just, you know, get my beats on. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is tough. Merchant Scroll. That's a tough one. My initial plan was to go for his mana this game. I still feel like that's the play. I want to scroll for Force of Will, and then I want to wasteland his Underground Sea. Okay, I get flustered here. That's fine. My Force of Will was gonna get flustered, which is way worse. And then I don't have any interaction. He doesn't have that many resources to work with. I hope I draw land next turn so I can take his Mana Crypt. Another one? Another Night's Whisper, that is. Okay, so he fetched before the Ponder. I wouldn't recommend that, because using the Ponder as a take the best of the three and then shuffle away the other two with the fetch, that's just a 1-mana impulse that's super powerful. Okay. So why would he do this? He can play a land and a cantrip from there? Or a land and a top? Yeah. So a Yawgmoth's Will, where you get a land and a cantrip. So that's a land and a top. Yeah, not the best, but not the worst. He has got a single card in his hand. And then the Ponder. Sure. Okay. So he got to do a lot of stuff. He got the value from Yawgmoth's Will. I accept it. It's not my favorite card in the deck, but I can respect a play like that. So let's see if we can draw a land. No land, but we did get... Let's see if we can preordain into a land. That would be awesome. That's not really a land. I think the upside of hitting a fetch or volcanic or ruby or lotus here is just so huge that I'm going to go for it. We didn't find it, so I'm going to get rid of my kill condition on the other side of the table. Yeah, I really wanted a second red source there to also blow up the opal. You can't have it all. This game, I feel like I'm maybe slightly ahead, but this can blow up any second from his side of the table. I'm gonna misstep here because he already has the top down, and he has this. He's gonna draw from the top. Oh, he's gonna PO for 2 in response. Oh, okay, sure. He's gonna do the top trick, activate the top, and repeal it in response to just, you know, get a little bit of value there.
Oh, he found Ancestral Recall off the draw. Yeah, so this game went from, I think I'm slightly ahead, to this game's over. Mystic Remora is also kind of depressing to play against. Yeah, I'm gonna concede this game. Let's see here if it says. It does say non-creature. So I guess the Snapcaster Mage can. Yeah, I'm not gonna concede. If he would draw cards from Snapcaster Mage, I'd concede immediately. But just to get that down and try and peck away at his life total, I guess it's worth it. Let's try it out. Time Twister. So maybe I just get down the Snapcaster here. I mean, why not? I assume he's going to win the game with 7 cards, but then again I could get like infinite Flusterstorms and Pyroblasts. It looks like we're going to game 3, let's be honest. No Force of Will either. So I can't really protect myself throughout this turn.
Mystic Remora. That's a good one to remember, because now I'm even less inclined to mental misstep his preordain. And he doesn't have mental misstep of his own, so my mental missteps will resolve a lot of the time. Previously, you had to write down your opponent's hand with a detection probe, but now the game remembers it under the I here, under the other player's name. I assume my opponent didn't know about that one. Nice Whisper down to 8. I really need to draw a good card. Another Whisper down to 6. Maybe Null Rod is enough. Maybe that's my line. I need to find a Null Rod. Or right now I can Shattering Spree, dead 2 Moxen. But that's not gonna do it, right? That's not gonna do it. Can't really imagine it's gonna do it. I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna kill Sapphire plus Pearl, I guess. Then I'm gonna attack him down to 4. So he draws a card. But he doesn't draw a card for the copy, I hope.
And I'm not going to preordain. I'm going to fire off a Desperation Brainstorm. Okay. Sure. So he really wanted to keep his Sapphire. Huh. He's down to 3. And in other formats, getting your opponent down to 3 might make you think that you were close, but this has been very calculated from his side with the Night's Whispering, with the Force of Willing right now. So this one wasn't really close. Top, sure. So now I'm getting PO'd, I think. Draw with both tops. Yeah, this is horrible. This is just horrible. I'm gonna try the Desperation Brainstorm I talked about. Let's see if I can find a Force of Will. No Force of Will, so what I put back doesn't matter. I'll F6 and let him do the tricks. I'm kind of curious to see what his kill conditions are, whether he kept in the Tinker, Blightsteel, whether he has Mentor, or if he has Tendrils. So that's actually some motivation for me to you know, just let him play out this turn, because I'm 99% sure I'm dead. That's not the case. Okay, so he has the Mentor. Wonder if he has the Tinker Blightsteel. Because most of the time I would assume people would sideboard it out. I mean, I sideboarded out against Dack, Fayden, and Jace. But I guess you never know. I have 4 permanents. He has like 20. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. So we will be going to game 3 shortly. I'm just gonna see if he shows me anything I didn't know about from the previous game. Yawgmoth's Will and Repeal, those are good to know about. The Mentor makes sense since I saw the Tundra. And the Draw 7, that was also very good to know about. Not everyone plays the Draw 7. So I guess he's looking for the Time Walk right now, to make sure that I don't get to untap. So another paradoxical outcome? This is pretty hilarious. He'll be drawing most of his deck. Down to 16 cards in the library. I'm at 48. Yeah. That deck is just awesome. Paradoxical outcome with Moxen. What a card. Wonder if he found the Time Walk. Did you find the Time Walk, my friend? At this point, there's also a non-0% chance that time will become an issue. Him having low clock maybe will lead to some subpar decision making. So even though this can seem kind of cheesy, I'm gonna be honest with you, and there I have 2 agendas. One is seeing cards that provides me information about how to play out game 3, and the other one is him being pressured on the clock for game 3. If there's something like a close call, he can't be sitting there 10 turns in a row just using his Sensei's Divining Top, so he might make a subpar play. So there's definitely 2 things to me not conceding in this spot. He gets rid of the Mystic Remora, makes sense. And then he gets in there. And we're ready for game 3. What a game. I got crushed there. I really like the setup, especially on the play where stuff like Nullrod is a turn 2 play, and I don't rely on I don't need a Mox in order to play it before his second turn. You got the Remoras, so I really have to think twice about the mental missteps. Really have to think twice. 2 Grudges, 2 Shattering Sprees. I like the split. Ancient Grudge is better against Paradoxical Outcome, though. So maybe I just go for the 3rd one. Like that. What about the 3rd Shattering Spree? Is that too much? Maybe that's too much. Okay. I'll run it like this. So on the play, and I have some interaction, it's for sure a keeper. I keep open Fluster plus Pyroblast, and if he dumps some artifacts, I can do some nasty stuff with Shattering Spree. Oh yeah, Shattering Spree is going to be great. Wow, that's brutal. Then I can still keep up my counter spells. Oh, this is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So I kill the Soul Ring and the Opal. That's just insane card advantage. And I still keep up the counter, which I think is super important. He tries to grind back with Nice Whisper. And I negate that with my Flusterstorm. This is just going perfectly. That Mox Ruby was super clutch. Even Ancient Grudge. Huh. So let's float red, float blue, cast Gush. Play land, play Dack Fayden. So get rid of a Grudge and another Dack? Yeah, I guess so. So I'm really doing it here. I just had a perfect draw against this deck. Not gonna lie. Brainstorm. That seems like a reasonable time to fire off the misstep. I need to remember the Ancient Grudge in my graveyard. He's gonna repeal my Mox, I don't mind. That's just a cantrip. Plays land, does nothing. I get rid of... I actually think I dumped the Mox now. It's kind of funny. Makes sense, though. I'm gonna play it super safe here. I'm gonna end up turn Dig Through Time. Ancestral Recall. Huh.
Question is if my opponent has a Flusterstorm, because Snapcaster Misstep would be the best value. I'm gonna go for that because I have the Force of Will in the bank. He's down to one card now. And, I mean, that could be a Flusterstorm, then I'm in trouble. And it wasn't. I'm gonna Dig Through Time first because I want extra cards in hand for Dack Fayden. And yeah, my opponent just concedes. That game was super over. I mean, I just had the perfect draw. I was able to 2 for 1 on turn 2 already. Then I was able to Flusterstorm his, kind of come back to that, and then win the war over Ancestral, putting bodies and Planeswalkers on the table. I mean, when you have a draw like that, there's just no way out for your Paradoxical Outcome opponent. And I mean, that's also why the deck is good against Paradoxical Outcome, because you spend 1 mana or 0 mana or 2 mana negating some of their stuff that costs like 3 or 4 mana, so you have an advantage on that axis. Okay, that leaves me at 2-0, so I'll see you guys for the next match, hopefully.
More vintage to the people. Oh, 4 lands is one too many for sure. But I don't really feel like mulliganing this hand. We've gotten a lot of mediocre hands and got there anyway, so let's try and continue down that path. Let's see here. I feel like when I have that many lands and I don't really have a turn 2 play anyway, I can just pass the turn with the Flusterstorm up. I'm not gonna Flusterstorm my Preordain. So let's see what our opponent's on here. Fetching up a basic island. I mean, some people just like playing it safe. I'll Preordain first. Just kind of keep my options open. I don't like the Bolt. I like the Blast. Do I want to shuffle this turn? Maybe I want to build for a Delve, actually. So let's get the Misty down. So I've drawn reasonably well to try and get out of that four land starting hand. I'm gonna let the Ponder resolve as well. Feel like there is gonna be a big fight at some point. And then I want the Fluster and Pyroblast to help me out. Jet is cool. Pearl even, huh? Okay, so that's the name of the game. Wow. Come on, man. Oh, he's not going to play into any of my stuff. He's going to play around Flusterstorm this way, which is great. Land is not great. I have to pass the turn. I feel like I'm going to Ancestral Recall. I'm going to get a Volcanic Island and counter that card. Too good. Counter target spell if it's blue. It sure is blue. My opponent's going to hardcast a Force of Will. And then I'm in trouble if his last card is a PO, but I can't really do anything about that. So I get to Gush and Dig Through Time next turn if I survive that long. This is scary. Come on, Preordain. This is probably a Trashy Cruise, though. Oh, it's just a Preordain. Okay, so I live to see another day. No more action, buddy. That's fine. He can go for a Dig Through Time or a Paradoxical Outcome. But he can't cast it this turn. Wonder if I should fetch. I'll just do it. Huh. So let's see here. Blue, red. I think that's the right one. Maybe it's just blue and blue, to be honest. Let's see what I can find with the Gush. Huh. So if I fetch, yeah, this is okay because now I can Dig Through Time and leave a. Question is, if it's Flusterstorm or Pyroblast that I leave there. I'll leave the Fluster. No, sorry, I'll leave the Pyroblast. Because then if I find a... Oh, this is insane. I really wanted to find a Mox there because Mox would let me Snapcaster Pyroblast on his turn. But now there's even an Ancestral Recall. I'll go for those. Question is, yeah, I run out of the load right now. Don't think I... Yeah, I'll just pass. This is insane. This is very, very good. My opponent's going to pass the turn, and I'm going to Ancestral Recall end of turn.
He might PO in response. And then I have the Snapcaster. Oh, he's not going to do it? Yeah, he's going to PO. And then I can Snapcaster Mage, target the Pyroblast. And he didn't want any part of that. That was just a brutally good dig through time. The Black Lotus, sometimes it's just you throw away some resources to accelerate something out that isn't really worth it. But this time around, boy was it worth it. So I'm gonna do the same sideboard plan. Bring out a land. Bring out the Pyromancer, just kind of go win condition less. And then cut the bolts. Because Monastery Mentor is just not going to resolve. I mean, if it resolves, we're just in deep trouble. So I have a lot of artifact removal. Maybe on the draw you need to do it the other way around. Because turn 1 Shattering Spree on a random Mox is actually decent disruption. We'll try that the other way around. It's close. It's very close. Huh. I'll try. I wish I had a foil Shattering Spree to kind of check out whether Grudge would have been better. Can mulligan. I have some very good insurance. I assume the Jace is going to get pitched. Turn 1 Demonic Tutor. I'm protected against basically everything with this hand. I just need to draw another rod to lock up the game. By the way, this is the same guy that played the Charbelcher deck that we faced in round 1, so that's kind of cool that he switched decks. Wonder if he's just gonna pass here, or yeah. Another land. Not what we were looking for. Let's see what he went for. Preordain. I'm not gonna take the bait on that one because there's a, somewhat high chance that he found Ancestral Recall with his Demonic Tutor, and that was his bait spell. However, if he plays Sensei's Divining Top or that card, then I'm gonna misstep. The good mana accelerants and Sensei's Divining Top, I'm gonna misstep. Yeah, that's not a bad one at all. I'm gonna kill his Mox. Just the 1-for-1 that I was talking about during sideboarding. I don't mind doing that trade. The more artifacts I keep off the battlefield, the less impactful his Paradoxical Outcome is. So if I can strand bad cards in his hand, I'm all for it. Let's see here. Kambal, wow. Yeah, I don't want you to resolve. You're good. He even has the Force of Will. Okay. So now he's left with 1 card in hand, and I have the 2 lands. I need to draw something. I don't think that was the card I needed to draw. I play out the Tarn because of Brainstorm. Speaking of Brainstorm, let's see. What if his last card is a Flusterstorm? Then he can actually resolve his Brainstorm, but I don't think that's a concern. I think this is fine. His last card was a Preordain. Okay. So he was planning to Brainstorm and then maybe use his Preordain as Shuffle effect. That's cool. Ooh, I draw the Brainstorm. Into those cards. Into those cards. Huh. So I guess putting the Force of Will there, Shattering Spree there, lets me go Snapcaster Pyroblast if he has to play. Definitely not the best. So I have a Shattering Spree on top, and if he doesn't do anything, I have to make a decision about that one. Feel like I should just jump the gun here and get some clock going. I'll Snapcaster back a Mental Misstep because I have 2 of those. So I'm definitely behind this game. I need to draw out of this one. Wasteland is not bad. He already cast Demonic Tutor, so I'm gonna get rid of the. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I should have taken the black one, but I don't remember at this point if I saw any Night's Whispers game 1. I don't think I did, but I'm kind of mixing up the rounds here, I think. I think I should have definitely wastelanded the Underground Sea. So I assume he didn't draw anything, and he's looking for the third and last card, I guess, because he already knew 2 of them. Yeah, getting an Opalent onto the battlefield. Okay, so he has something like a... Okay, sure. Yeah. He got to untap some mana, and yeah, I guess it's fine. So I really need to draw something like Ancient Grudge, Dack Fayden, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time, Ancestral, Merchant Scroll, some, I want to draw some action. Preordain is kind of action. Ancient Grudge. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I need to tap my mana correctly. I don't think I need to kill... I don't need to kill the Opal yet, so I'll wait. So Ancient Grudge was a great one. I'm keeping him really low on resources. Wow. Even Strip Mine. Okay. So I'm really on the denial plan this game with Wasteland, with Strip Mine, Ancient Grudge. It's basically only cards like Ancestral, like Treasure Cruise, those cheap ones that can get him back into this game. But then again, 11 is a lot of life points when you're only facing down a Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so he's going to have a look at the top 3. I guess that one was a blank. Okay. Was it just a land? Makes sense. Yeah, that's the brick that could mean the end of me. He gets to look at 3 fresh ones. Cards like Dig Through Time, Cruise, and Ancestral are just so good at this point. Okay, so he passes the turn. Preordain. Okay. I'll take that any day of the week. What do we find this time? Force of Will with no blue cards. Huh. I can hardcast it next turn, but will that be enough? It should be, right? I don't feel like gambling. Yeah, I wonder if a random card was better, but I think having the Force of Will... I mean, I have the Grudge for this turn, and then the Force of Will for next turn, and that's basically all I need. Yeah, I like this rather than getting a random card. But it was definitely a close decision. Don't think I grudge end of turn here. That doesn't do anything. Then again, so I think I'm at 4. Huh. He could easily have like a spare Mox Opal and it didn't do anything. Then again, paradoxical outcome still. Yeah, I'll take the turn. Scroll. Huh. Merchant scroll, huh? This is hard. This is very hard because if he has something like Flusterstorm, I guess I just... What if I just scroll for Ancestral? And then I can just pitch it to Force of Will if bad stuff happens. I don't mind that. I could have gone for a Flusterstorm there. Maybe that was better. I don't think I need the cards from Ancestral. Huh. Jet. Maybe... Did I just mess up there? Let's see. Here if I want to play around Flusterstorm, then... I think the right move here is Grush the Jet. I mean, he can Fluster, of course, but then I get to resolve my Ancestral Recall. So now I have a decision to make. Do you think I can find a blue card in my top 3? I'm gonna try. So what if I just Force Will that PO? Wouldn't he just be in a world of hurt? I counter the outcome, pitching the Ancestral. Then I draw a random card attacking the 2, and then he needs to win the game with 2 mana. Let's see. View sideboard. I have all my blue cards in the main deck. I'm gonna Ancestral. It's super close. Yeah, we kind of did. I don't know if it was if I had to do it. So now the top goes on top, and he loses the Jet. Yeah, and he concedes. I'm super curious if I played that the right way, or it was just super greedy. I could just easily see a world where I brick on the Ancestral Recall regarding blue cards. Then I can't counter, then he gets all the artifacts back into his hand, so if I draw something like Shattering Spree or Ancient Grudge, I can't even just kill artifacts, he would still just have them in hand. So if I bricked on the Ancestral on blue cards, I would actually brick a whole lot. Yeah, wow, that was close. And it's even harder to evaluate because I just drew the blue card and kind of laughed all the way to the bank. Huh. Anyway, that was super interesting. I hope you guys keep watching for the next round. Next round of Vintage. Welcome, everyone.
This hand is kind of cool, because normally Zero Landers are an automatic mulligan, but this is a keep. But how I'm gonna play it out is a different question. I have the turn 1 Dack Fayden, then I can cast a Brainstorm. Now my opponent sees what's up. Huh. That makes it a little more complicated. Because now he knows that the Sapphire is vital. Huh. So let's see where he goes from here. Basic Island. Crypt. So maybe he's trying to go broken on turn 1. That's 5 mana. He could be just on the Force of Will train. Maybe I'm just dead if he has a paradoxical outcome. He passes the turn with 5 mana up. Huh. I didn't draw the land that I really wanted, but I'm basically 100% sure that my opponent's last card is a Force of Will. So how do we combat that fact? Because just brainstorming now is super weak. Maybe I keep up 2 grudges? I don't know. What if I do it like this, and then plan to brainstorm end of turn? Yeah. So we're up against paradoxical outcome for the 3rd consecutive round. That is cool. Sort of. So now I can actually grudge my opponent twice without getting Force-willed. Guess I should have responded to the top activation, because now if he has the paradoxical outcome on top, I'm in trouble. Huh. I think this is how I win this game. But I should have responded, because he could have the PO on top already. Yeah. I messed up big time there. I messed up big time. That was bad. I deserve to lose, and I guess I just lose this game. If I respond there, it's kind of clutch. If you already had, yeah, he activated the top, so he needed to find it. Yeah, that was bad. But I mean, it's pretty good to learn from. I put him on the 5 mana hardcasted Force. I should have been prepared for when he activated the top end of turn for what I was going to do. I didn't plan ahead well enough. So he's just going to repeal here, I guess. Or Hercules, maybe? Yeah, repeal probably. Repeal the top to draw an additional card. He's way ahead in resources now. He's got 10 resources, I got 5. Permanents plus hands. Yeah, that's a very strong draw for my opponent. But I didn't play my cards well enough. That's basically what matters. I don't like saying what I did didn't end up mattering, because then you start
valuing each decision differently, and you don't really take them seriously because what ended up happening, but you didn't know that at the time. So I just like, he's gonna force a will my brainstorm. Sure. So he's really smelling blood. He didn't even look with the top first to see if he could follow it up with anything. So I assume he just has gas already. Yeah, this was a great lesson actually. He went down to 4 mana, and I could have double grudged, and that was kind of my out to stay in the game, and then draw land from there and start to play Magic. I'm not gonna make him go through the motions here with the graveyard. It's fine. He can probe me, play the crypt, play the paradoxical, which is a draw 6. Huh. That was a great learning experience. So third time against PO. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I think the deck is perfect. I play it on most vintage tournaments I attend, but it is a lot to run my head against 3 different guys on the same deck. Well, I guess it's almost the same deck. But it's good practice. And it's a very important matchup. Yeah, this hand is a keeper. I have a Dack Fayden for force fodder. I get to look for more mana sources with the preordain. It's a keep. It also has its flaws for sure. My opponent has a mental misstep in his deck. I can't force a will back, but now I could risk being jammed. I really need to draw a mana source. Ugh. This is tough. Do I want to trade 2 of my cards for 2 of his? I'm gonna go for it, but I don't like it. My plan here is to top deck a mana source and kill off his Mox Pearl, and just try and keep him down on resources. And because that's my plan, I need to counter this Nice Whisper. He'll even force back, so I guess it didn't matter a whole lot. I got the mana source. And I'm gonna blow up the Pearl. Just try and keep him down. Let's keep him honest. So let's see who draws out of this situation the best. My opponent is gonna pass the turn and I draw a blank. So it's basically anyone's game at this point. We're kind of in the same spot. Let's draw land. That's not a land, that's a mental misstep. So I guess something like top or preordain or brainstorm, stuff like that. Yeah, now I'm in trouble if he can just Nice Whisper his way into this game. Or Treasure Cruise, God forbid. Nice Whisper, just too strong. I love that card. It's perfect in a matchup like this. Yeah, I'll run out the Dack Fayden. Lotus doesn't do a whole lot. Neither does Jace. I have the Grudge in the yard already, so I guess I'll get rid of these. Then I'll play a Lotus and pass. I think this turn is very crucial.
he should be able to do some stuff with 8 cards. Time walk, sure. Question is if he's gonna play out any stuff. He's gonna play out a top. And I accidentally pressed F2, so I should have missed up that one. Yeah, that was bad. I just didn't pay enough attention, I guess. I mean, the whole point in me not pressing F6 and just yielding the whole turn was if you played a top or preordained, something like that, that I wanted to fire off the misstep on. But now I'm in huge danger of just losing the game because I gave him recurring card selection. That wasn't very good, or smart, rather. Because it wasn't really like a bad decision. It just wasn't very smart to play so carelessly. He's gonna pass, huh? So I wonder what that's about. I'm gonna draw with the Dack. It's even possible I should have played the Jace first. Ooh. So what's up with this? Maybe I... Oh, it's tough. It's super tough. I feel like I could get rid of those. Sack. Jace. With Power Blast backup. Resolves. I can't really... I really wish I missed up that Sensei's Divining Top. I think I would have won the game if I did that. So I want to do it like this. Huh. I even got punished for tapping the ruby, but I don't mind that because having the Grush in the graveyard makes the green mana valuable. Yeah, I've definitely done some small mistakes this game, and those combined could end up costing me. So maybe if he just has a bad hand, I have a chance. As I said, last turn was super important, but so was this turn. Obviously, each turn where you have a Planeswalker on the battlefield, those turns are super important. Wonder what his hand is. Could be just a bunch of mana sources. Yawkwill. Wow. Yawkwill. Maybe that's not the end of the world. He does have a mental misstep out there, which is kind of demoralizing. I'm gonna let him Yawkwill. Then he plays the Pearl, and I need to kill the Opal in response. So he doesn't get any mana from the Opal, and he gets exiled because of the Yawkwill. He had another Opal, okay. That makes sense. So he can now... Okay, he already played land this turn. That's kind of good for me. I already forgot. Oh, I have the Treasure Cruise on top. That's awesome. Time Walk. Yeah, I have to bite the bullet here and counter the Time Walk, then countering the mental misstep.
and then see where that takes me. He also have... Did he have 2? Or was that from the hand? I guess that's from the hand. Okay. I'm gonna counter again. He's gonna have a look, because getting the turn back here is super crucial. I'm just gonna F6 and yeah, Storm 11, casual, blue matchup and vintage. And if he's unable to force a will here, we're back to me being a little bit ahead, maybe. So I get the turn back. I guess. I mean, yeah. So I treasure cruise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into some very, very good magic cards. I think with the amount of resources I have, I want to brainstorm first and then Dack Fayden. Ooh, baby. That is insane. So let me put back those 2. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna Dack Fayden and discard. Jeez, this is hard. I guess I discard. No, I don't discard 2 lands. Is that right? Oh, I messed up there. Well, it depends on how conservative I want to play it. Oh, I guess I didn't necessarily mess up. Okay. I think discarding the 2 lands is the right move. Then play the Null Rod. But now you're in trouble. Now he's in trouble over there. Yeah, makes sense. Spin the top. And then I can pass. And then I can go for some shenanigans with the Dack Fayden emblem plus Pyroblast. If you get something going like a Kumbal. And he scoops it up. What a game. I made some mistakes there. I really need to play more focused because I noticed it pretty soon after making it. And that makes it even more like I slap my own forehead because I mean, if I know the right play, then doing it wrong is just bad, you know? So here on the draw, we're back to the question whether I want Shattering Spree or Ancient Grudge. Because I think I want the rest of the cards. I wonder. Yeah. Let's do it that way around. So game 3 here against Paradoxical Outcome. I'm playing blue-red Pyromancer with my 2 young Pyromancers in the sideboard. Oh, another Zero-lander. How many lands does this hand need to draw in order to be competitive? If I draw 1 land, then I can Pyroblast, but I can't snap Pyroblast right away. Could Pyroblast again, though. This hand is very close. All mulligan. This hand is a bit better. Oh boy. Ancestral Recall is obviously insane, but this guy is running mental missteps, so it's not guaranteed to resolve. I mean, they always have the force of will, of course, but So I wonder if I just... Well, if he dumps some artifacts, I'll Shattering Spree. I have the double red mana on turn 1. If he doesn't, I'll just Volcanic Ancestral and take it from there. I'll force back if he forces. I'm not convinced that I force a will if he missteps. That's always a bad situation to be in. Ancestral Recall. Let's dodge the mental misstep. Yeah, he's gonna force, then I'm gonna force. Let's see what we can draw into here. Well, I guess he can have another. He didn't have another. I'll play down the ruby to represent Pyroblast. And then I'm gonna feel sad that I didn't fetch on turn 1. I think I keep getting kind of punished for not fetching and preparing for potential future delve spells. It's just a pretty hard part of Vintage. Maybe it doesn't do anything this game, actually. Because next turn I go to 3 cards in the yard, 4, maybe 5, and then I can play it on turn 3 anyway. So maybe it doesn't end up doing anything, which is, you know, fortunate, but still not a very good play. I'm very curious what my opponent's going to do here. Three mana? Whisper, okay. Nice Whisper is a great play. Let's see if he has any more stuff. And I'm able to have the best Shattering Spree in the world. Scroll. I wonder what he's going to scroll for. Ancestral Recall? Yeah, I guess he already... He doesn't want to stack the loads just yet. Okay. I guess with the Soul Ring resolving, he kind of confirmed that I don't have any... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So now I'm gonna kill off Soul Ring plus Opal with this Shattering Spree. Maybe I think maybe killing, yeah, I like this play. So if I get the Black Lotus off the table. I guess I made a mistake there by fetching. I'm playing super sloppy right now. That's bad. He is gonna Ancestral. Maybe his last card is Flusterstorm and he just totally nukes me here? That would be brutal. I mean, it could be. I would never play around that, but it could be. And then he just counters everything and gets the Ancestral? Wow. That would be awesome to watch. That didn't end up happening, though. Okay. And his Soul Ring's off the table. Can he use the mana? Does he have the dig through time? No, he doesn't. He didn't have the dig through time either, so he's kind of back to low resources. Yawgmoth's Will, though. That's the magic card in this spot. He didn't have a play. So my play here is upkeep dig through time. Keep the Ancestral out there. I like that. I don't know if he's actually thinking about if he should play something. I think it's basically only Brainstorm and Dig Through Time that he could play in my end step. So let's see here. Dig through time. Keep the Ancestral out there for future Snapcaster mages. It resolves. Wow. Simply wow. So what if I take Fluster and I guess I want Monastery Mentor insurance at this point. I think not doing that is greedy. And Nullrod is just insane, so let's do it like that. He can continue on with his turn. No play. Huh. Find another land, that's never bad. Play the Nullrod. I guess it resolves. Right now, Preordain is my forcible fodder. I really want to have all the protection in the world, so I'm going to play this conservatively as beep. Gush. What a draw. Gush is a great draw. Not gonna lie. Blue, blue. Cast Gush. Now I'm gonna probe for mana. Guess I should have just probed for life. Okay. So my opponent is on Cabal, which is a great thing that I took the Force of Will. I like that. And there's the Snapcaster Mage for Ancestral. So maybe nah, that's just my Force fodder. I like that. I'll Snapcaster Ancestral in his end step, and then try and get a clock on. Demonic Tutor. I think I just flossed the storm that one, right? Do I floss the storm that one? Let's see. His hand is. Let me think here. Yeah, Crypt, Tendrils, Cabal, Force of Will. What would he tutor for in this spot? Ancestral already gone. I think he would tutor for... Huh. I would assume he's tutoring for Dig Through Time. So I'm just going to let him do it so I can get my clock onto the table and kind of draw out of this game. Maybe I should have responded. Well, I don't mind him force willing the Snapcaster Mage. That just means that he's never going to resolve anything. This is an awesome game. Not only because I'm winning, but just the whole back and forth thing. I really enjoy blue matchups in Vintage. I really enjoy those. And again, well, not again, but I want to just apologize for playing a little bit sloppy, but hopefully I catch most of the mistakes and I'm able to learn from them, and hopefully you guys can learn. I mean, you would rather have me do something stupid than you, so that's basically my point when I'm making mistakes doing these videos. Yeah. This is brutal. I'll just strip my opponent from his black source this time, I guess. Discard a land. Now I can preordain. My opponent doesn't want any more of that. Yeah, that game was just super over. I feel like I made some small mistakes in game 2, and then this game was just super interesting. We were able to shut him down with Nullrod and run away with the victory. I had a crucial turn where I decided to tap mana to keep the Ancestral in the graveyard because I wanted to hit the Snapcaster later on. That was also kind of cool that paid off. Alright, so it looks like we have a 5-0 match coming up, and I hope you guys join me, and wish me good luck. Okay, so I won the die roll, and we're playing the trophy match with our blue-red Pyromancer deck. And young Pyromancer has yet to hit the battlefield, which is kind of funny, but I feel like that'll be changing now. I think turn 1 Pyromancer is where I want to be with this hand. It's definitely not a Monastery Mentor, but it can get the job done from time to time. So yeah, we're 4-0. I've played 3 paradoxical outcome decks so far. Oh, okay, so the library. This could be nasty, but it's a good thing that I have a clock going. I'm waiting on the land drop. Should I find a wasteland or a strip mine? I didn't. Let's put back 2 volcanics. Fetch another volcanic and preordain. I'm trying to find a force of will, basically. Or something like probe, or just some free value. Oh yeah, this is good. Ancestral recall alongside the preordain. I'll keep both. I will keep both. So at this point, I'm hoping my opponent is a control deck, because if he's a combo deck, he kind of has free space to roam now. And my clock is not super impressive. Looks like another PO deck, huh? What? My opponent hasn't hit any Moxen nor lands. That's just super strange. Let's see here. I think I preordain first in order to maybe find backup for the Ancestral. We don't want any of those. We already have what we need in that department. So I think I want to try and keep him off library, but then on the other hand, it's just a pretty high upside if I... I think I just attack here. Let's wait with the Ancestral. I think there's a very high chance he has the Force of Will, so let's try and cast the Ancestral in a kind of awkward place for the opponent. This also means I have double Ancient Grudge up. For his turn. He's up to 9 cards. He should be able to just kill me easily here. Still no land. Wow. I'm gonna grudge that opal just to get a guy onto the battlefield and just have the Ancient Grudge available in my graveyard for future turn. Maybe I even Ancestral, because then I can play the Jace and have 1 mana up. He's gonna Force a Will there. Wow. I'm gonna Ancestral in response. Why not? I definitely don't like his play of Force a Willing an Ancient Grudge there. Excuse me. So let's see if he has the next Force of Will. I guess he does. I mean, what else would you have in that hand? Sure. Strip Mine. So what if I play Jace, look at the top of his library, I guess, and then Strip Mine him? That should be game, right? Force of Will. You can draw that. Strip Mine the library. Attack for 7. Yep, that's game. That was just super fortunate that he wasn't able to find anything with that library. But he gave up the fact that he was playing Paradoxical Outcome, which is, you know, that's very valuable information. So this is business as usual. Same sideboard plan. It's worked so far, so never change the winning team, right? I'm still, every time I'm in this spot, I'm wondering if I can fit the next Ancient Grudge, but or the next Shattering Spree, depending on whether I start the game or not. And every time I come to the same conclusion. But it's mandatory, just to stop, think about whether it's worth it. Huh. This hand is kind of strange. I think it's a keep. But it's very strange. So do I just go for a library, or do I... Maybe I go for having Pyroblast up? Maybe I just abandon the library, actually. Yeah, I feel like abandoning the library is great. Could get hit by Flusterstorm here kind of badly. But I don't. Get the Ancestral. I don't play it. I don't want to get countered right now, and I want to keep up the Pyroblast. He's still just passing the turn. Strange times we live in. He gets the ult down. Okay. His draws... Oh, boy, unlucky. I'll go for Ancestral Recall main phase. Brainstorm a response. That's okay. So I guess he wants to Flusterstorm it. Brainstorm's pretty good when you have a bad hand. You can kind of do your own Ancestral Recall impression.
Yeah, and there goes the Flusterstorm. If I played a Lance first, I would have... I've never seen that Flusterstorm before. Okay, cool promo. So do I force here? Do I force and pay? That's the question. I don't think I do that. But I should have played a land first. I was on the mindset that I would need to keep mana up anyway. Yeah, I can't complain. I should be in a good spot with double disruption. Scroll for something that I can counter with a Pyroblast anyway. That's fine. Ancestral Recall. He doesn't cast it right away. It's a good play. So let's see, what if I Gush here? Then I don't have the Pyroblast up. So I'm just gonna do it like this and say go. He doesn't then step the Ancestral, which makes sense. By doing it like that, he plays around Flusterstorm. 2 mana open. Mana Vault is fine. Opponent has 2 cards. So let's see. Doesn't Gush get me to active library here? Yes, it does. So blue, return to islands. So let's see what my opponent's plan is here. If it's dig through time, I'm very much in doubt if I should. I was just going to PO for Notion Thief. That's unfortunate, because I can't let that happen. Let's counter that Notion Thief. It's a great tech for the mirror match, by the way. And now I'm going to go land Preordain. Jace the Mind Sculptor, and Snapcaster Mage. Both awesome cards. Don't think I want the Jace, but I do want the Snapcaster. Because I want the Snapcaster Ancestral to dig me into Disruption. I guess... maybe I made a mistake there. I could have gone Snapcaster, Merchant Scroll, for Force of Will, and then used the Jace as my card draw. Maybe that was just better. Let's ponder, see what's up. Huh. Feel like I should shuffle those. I'm basically looking for counter magic at this point. Now I need to... So Snapcaster Ancestral. But I can also Snapcaster Pyroblast. So he's gonna untap now, okay. And he's gonna pass the turn. So now he basically needs to force the Snapcaster or he's in a very bad spot. He does have the Force of Will. Pitching a Flusterstorm. One card left. And that's not a gas spell per se. Dack Fayden, that was an insanely good draw. Yeah. Sure, I mean, why not? Time Walk. Play Dack. Take his Mana Vault. Yeah, he'll tap it for mana. Makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to untap that one. I could. I mean, I'm not going to do it this turn. That's for sure. Yeah, we knew about the Preordain. I'm going to do that first because if I find some kind of card draw, yeah, this is brutal stuff. Top, top. Except I have to win the game before this card kills me. Draw two. Oh my god. This is not okay. This is just not okay. So let's see here. Is that a... I actually think I can still untap it. Your play, opponent. Wow. That just snowballed so quickly. Twister. Let's not have 7 cards each. And there's the concession. There's the trophy. That was kind of absurd, me getting paired against 4 Esper outcome decks in a row. And I want to say I narrowly beat them, but I guess some of the games were pretty convincing. It's just a good matchup, like 60-40 matchup. And I just feel like I never really got not drawed on. I never really got punished for my small mistakes. And it just worked out. I mean, that's just what happens in Vintage sometimes. You can do a lot of thinking, and no matter how well you play, you can just go 1-4. And then in this case, I made some small mistakes. But then I got some good matchups in return and some good draws, and yeah, then I 5-0'd. So I'm very happy that you guys, if you made it this far, that you joined me for a Vintage adventure. I'll make sure to record some stuff in the future. Could be Modern, could be Legacy, could be 1v1 Commander, could be some more Vintage. I don't really know. It's basically what I feel like having fun doing. And then I just hope you guys also have fun doing it. So thank you very much to my sponsor, Snap Cardster. You should definitely check out their app, whether you're looking to buy, sell Magic cards, keep track of your collection. It's just a neat tool for the serious Magic player. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope to see you back soon.